Reading through the specs of this webcam, I have to admit I was quite positively surprised checking out all the details that this thing can do, and it's quite compact. It's on the go, you can carry it everywhere. Well, this is HyperX VISION S, and it does look outstanding. First of all, you have loads of possibilities when we're talking about mounting mechanism and all the rubber feet and everything, how to place it, mount it or whatever, but we'll get to that part later on. And in the box you get the camera, you get the privacy cover, which is quite nicely magnetically attached to the lens, and you get quite cool braided cable, which is USB Type-C, which connects here at the back. So what's it all about? First of all, let's start with the design. When we're talking about the design, you have well, you don't have a HyperX logo here on the privacy cover, you have a HyperX logo here, HyperX, just the logo right here and at the back, but that's totally irrelevant. The design is quite nice, I would say somewhere between matte and gloss finish, and this is the these are the possibilities. Check this out. You can rotate the camera, you can tilt it upwards, downwards, it doesn't matter. Now the leg here is possible to adjust as you wish, and you can flip it, I would say more than 180 degrees, which is quite outstanding. You can place it, you can mount it on your monitor, you can mount it on your table as such, flat on the surface, it works like that. The only thing that could prevent that is the cable, because the cable is placed right here at the bottom, but that doesn't matter because you can do it as you wish. Here we go. So it's quite outstanding. It's stable because you have rubberized bottom part here, 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 and here as well. So 3 positions for the rubberized, 4 actually, because if you want to place it on your monitor, it has a rubberized part right here where it almost touches the screen, right? Which kind of makes sense. Additionally, you can mount this camera on a tripod or anything else because it has that thread specifically designed for it to place it on, I don't know, additional on the camera, or if you want to put it on some tripod or a microphone arm or anywhere, it is possible to mount it, which is outstanding. The privacy cover, when you take it out, has a soft part right here so it doesn't damage the glass part, and we have HyperX 4K UHD 8 megapixel wide angle lens. This is outstanding. So when we're talking about some details, specs, we have glass lens, 4K 30 fps, 8 megapixel Sony Starvis sensor with USB connection for the camera, with autofocus and wide 90-degree field of view. This is outstanding. The 8 megapixel Sony Starvis has IMX415 sensor, and what they stated is it's designed for creators who want to have basically a high quality and high resolution camera. This gives you a possibility to capture 90 degrees field of view to take out the surroundings, and can capture 4K at 30 fps, or you could go out 60 fps at 1080p. You can stay in focus thanks to the responsive autofocus capabilities with low distortion glass lens, which is quite a nice combination. So, as already stated, swivel and tilt adjustment, detachable braided HyperFlex cable, simple to set up actually, just connect it USB Type-A to USB Type-C, durable premium build quality, and I do have to admit it's really premium quality. When you take it in your hand, you can feel the heaviness and the bulkiness of the webcam. It's supported by HyperX Ingenuity software, and altogether it's quite nice. So since I mentioned the durability and the sturdiness, we have durable aluminum body which is scratch resistant. You can connect it to Mac or PC. It's Windows Hello certified, works with Zoom, Discord, OBS and Teams. So what we need to do is connect it to a PC and check out how will this one look. And this time I'll actually do it a bit differently, so let's check it out. Right now we're in the HyperX Ingenuity app, and we're going to go through it. So most likely throughout this part of the video I won't be looking at the camera, so sorry about that. But regardless of that part, let's take a look what we have right here. So immediately it's simple plug and play. You connect your camera with USB Type-C and you connect it to your PC, directly to your motherboard preferably, because it's much better when we're talking about connectivity. Now here is one thing that I like to mention right at the start, because I did face this, let's say, problem, and it's definitely my fault. So when you go to the options, and here you have an option to adjust the video format, so you have 4K 30 FPS, and I know the screen went blank currently, but you can adjust the different resolutions. So, for instance, if you connect it to USB 2.0, the camera won't show 4K resolution, so you do need to connect it to USB 3.0 at least to get 4K resolution on this camera. Now, that's it. That's the only problem. I was a bit surprised because the video format wasn't showing 4K resolution, but yeah, there's that. Now, let's go to the next part. So, here on the left side, you have the connected products, which you use when we're talking about HyperX products. Later here we have framing, so you can go with the complete person. Then we have this one, which you can see right here, and you can do this as well, which is kind of cool, and you can automatically adjust it depending on your liking, of course. And we have autofocus. Now this is what happens. You press the autofocus and you can adjust the slider, and it's something that you would adjust if you're not moving too much. But for instance, if you're walking around, then I think the autofocus would be much better. Regardless of that, it's all up to you to adjust what you think is suitable for your type of recording. Then we go to the auto exposure. Now here, as you can see, this is without auto exposure. Let's see the gain a bit. Okay. And let's see the exposure. There we go. So yeah, it kind of does look a bit better, doesn't it? It's all up to you. You can play around, especially since you have a auto white balance here as well, to give you some sort of a possibility to adjust that as well. Here we go. Too warm, too cold. Let's see. I think this would be enough, but auto exposure, auto exposure and auto white balance kind of do the trick solidly. It's not perfect, of course, but it could have been done a bit better. I wouldn't complain about it, because after all, if you're not into that stuff to adjust, yeah, it kind of does look much better in auto exposure when you do it yourself. Here it always is better to do it manually, of course. And but that's not all, because with the optimize here tab, well, it's not a tab, it's an option. You have the adjustment, you have HDR, you have low light compensation, and you have backlight compensation. Anti-flicker, well, let's see, 50 hertz, 60 hertz, and the adjustment, let's see this. When you could go with brightness. We have here contrast, saturation, and we have sharpness. So let's see the adjustment of the brightness. Does it do anything? I have to tick this box. Sorry, my bad. I have to tick this box. Here we go. Okay, then we go with this a bit. You see, you can play around quite nicely. You can go black and white if you wish, but here we go. I think this is a bit too much. Let's see. Now I'm playing around immediately to see how it will perform. Here we go. Something like this, I think, maybe. Yeah, here we go. But let's check out the HDR. So how does that look? It doesn't look good, I do have to admit, but let's do the auto exposure, and here we go. Let's tick everything. And it is kind of right. I would say it is kind of right. Let's just autofocus this a bit. Here we go. I think this is great. Let's see. Much better. I would say much better, because it focuses my face. And right here you can see a bit blurriness on the HyperX VISION S box right here, and well, the rest is a bit too high here to check it out. So all in all, I would say I'm running an Intel platform currently, and the Ingenuity program application is working properly. So I have literally no problems when we're talking about that. Some complain about the Ingenuity app. I currently don't have any issues. when we're talking about that, even with the headset running at the background, no problems whatsoever. So what I can say is I'm screen recording this because honestly I wanted to show you the whole application and how it works with all the settings and everything else here. Let's see. I think that should be all right. Let's see this. Yeah, it does the autofocus properly. You do need to wait a bit. It's not like really fast when we're talking about autofocusing, but it's not that bad. So I would say that it's quite solid, you know, and it does have a higher color accuracy when we're talking about comparing the HyperX Vision S to Logitech C920 Pro. When we're talking about the resolution, there are some cameras that actually go to 60 FPS. Honestly, if you're recording everything in 30, you'll be satisfied with this. The price range, 240 euros, I think it was, that I saw, from 200 to 240, somewhere around there, if you manage to grab some discounts or something like that. It is in the high premium range when we're talking about the budget, and you do need to take into consideration that the build quality and the possibility to rotate the camera on the go, basically, because it's placed here on my monitor and you can adjust the angle up, down, left, right. It's really outstanding. You can place it on the table in front of you. You can literally do whatever you want to do with it, and the adjustment is okayish, I would say. It's not like you have loads of possibilities to adjust it. The clarity of the photo, comparing to, okay, we're talking about professional cameras now, but the clarity of the photo could be better. But we are talking about the webcam, and this is what we can expect for now, of course. Because we do have even smaller lenses, but those are in phones, and they do create much better clarity of the photo and the autofocus and the auto exposure and auto white balance and everything else. This is definitely something completely different and can't compare it to this, right? So yeah, it's a totally different segment of everything. So yeah, I would say that build quality is outstanding. The cable is really great, braided HyperX black and red, which is still really cool. The build quality in general is outstanding. You get this privacy cover as well, which has this soft part right here in front. I'm not going to actually touch it, but just to show you, it kind of magnetically attaches to the front part of the lens. Then what we have, the build quality, the build in general, when we're talking about being able to adjust the angle properly to specific part. Zooming here, you can actually zoom manually, so it's all up to you to decide what are you going to do. It's simple as that. So this is quite cool. I would say this is quite cool to have this option to adjust everything. You have the camera right here, which you can adjust, move it to your secondary monitor or anything similar to that. Framing, which is, I would say, something that you'll be able to adjust on the go, so you don't have to adjust the zoom wheel, autofocus, auto exposure, auto white balance, all the other stuff that you could do and adjust. Let me just check something, I'm really curious. If a bit better, I don't know, I'm quite, torn when we're talking about enabling the HDR low light and backlight compensation. So because I have two small LED panels right here to give more light here, when I turned on the soft boxes, of course you can't turn on the soft boxes directly to the camera because it will bounce off the glass on the lens and create additional right here, right this part, let me just show you, right this part here, it will create additional reflection of the lens, of the glass in front of the lens. So yeah, there's that. All in all, satisfied, and I can't deny that. Comparing to others, I would say a bit lower price, not too much, because we are talking about premium quality and premium grade material, and all in all it's quite there, but a bit lower price would be big thumbs up. So yeah, that's all there is to it for today, guys. A bit different video, a bit different perspective. Now you see where the camera is when I record my setup right here. A bit more hand movements, that's for sure. And that'll be all for today. Hope this video helped you out to choose which webcam to grab for your streaming, gaming, or whatever you decide to do so. And I'll place the link in the description below if you desire to do. Check it out. And finally, I think there's one more thing. Subscribe. No, not here. Here. Subscribe, like button, and notification bell for future content that will be dropping quite shortly. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.